Welcome to FebArchie. Our video for today is designed to give you the top super tips to set up your hospital project in a best possible way. There are some very important points which you need to keep in mind for setting up a hospital. A tremendous amount of planning, large finances, approvals, certifications, licenses and guidelines need to be followed while setting up a hospital in India. It might be well worth it at the end, but needs ample time and mammoth effort to pull together the resources in place. Listen to this video carefully till the end and get prepared to get your hospital project done with fantastic results. Hello friends, I hope all is well and you're doing great. Healthcare is the basic need and right of every citizen to live in a healthy environment. A quality healthcare service is the most important for any form of hospital in India or abroad. So let's begin with the first tip for your hospital project, which is to be clear about your project and its requirements. Some questions to get you thinking. For how many beds the hospital is to be designed? Is future increase in beds to be considered? Which spaces are to be air conditioned and which are not? Smart technology to be considered? Any other requirements? These questions will affect our project budget, goals and design of the project. So one has to be pretty clear about it. To increase clarity of requirements, check as many similar projects as you can online or in person to get a feel of the design spaces, types of material used, learn and get inspired to achieve your main goal, which is to get your hospital project done in a best possible way. Kindly think and write down your requirements in detail. Now, hospitals are mainly categorized as general, specialty or multi-specialty hospitals. First step towards your hospital project would be to set up the kind of company you want to establish for the hospital project. Some of the key features should include professional quality of services, adequate and qualified staffing, effective collaboration with other physicians and other related organizations. Location of the hospital is very important and has to be chosen well, because if there are already some hospitals in the locality, then it will be very difficult to pull in patients. Also, the hospital needs to be set up in an area that has good transportation facility or is close to a railway station. All the electric supply and the water supply must be easily available, and that needs to be checked before purchasing any land for the hospital setup. The facilities offered by the hospital must be decided by the management based on the locality of the hospital. It may be generalized into pathology, ICU treatment, orthopedic and other specialized services that must be specified. Also, the facilities related to electricity, AC rooms, water, hygiene, maintenance, etc. must be checked before providing any specialized services. Some permissions are mandatory for a hospital. It can be set up only on a non-agricultural land. As per the analysis, a hospital requires approximately 100 liters of water per bed per day. The water requirement for the various hospitals will be different from project to project depending on whether the hospital is a primary, specialized hospital, etc. Well-planned sanitary measures are required for disposal of waste and drainage systems, including tanks, pipelines, etc. There are various approvals and permissions required from the local authority and the government before starting any hospital, including permissions of water, electricity, disposal of waste, fire facilities, etc. Health certificates should also be taken. When you are planning your hospital infrastructure, take care of all of these. qualifications of doctors and their registration numbers, working hours for nurses and their shift timings, medical equipment and instrument purchased, computers and other hardware devices set up, engineers and staff required for maintenance, plumbing, medical gas pipelines, air conditioning, etc. Multiple medical laws and ethics must be followed at every step. A set of guidelines and eligibility criteria have been put forth by the government for hospitals which provide services to central government health scheme beneficiaries. We then arrive at the important factor about the budget required for the hospital building. The approx budget required to get hospital building and interior design done for your project in India, other than land expense, for 1 square feet project area is rupees 3,000 to 4,000 per square feet or more. It can vary to an extent for the metro cities and some big cities where cost of construction is on a higher side. Approximately 1 to 2 years are required to complete a hospital project, starting from designing to execution of it. For some big hospital projects, it may take more time also. Increase and decrease in time of execution of your project depends on the speed at which you act on the required work. One very important point is to get a techno-feasibility project report made for the hospital project. It can clear all financial, technical aspects of the hospital project and increase your clarity. To get the best outcome for your project, factors like fantastic overall design, selection of material, color, lighting, use of greenery, etc. as a whole plays a major role. And this will lead us to the final and most important tip. To get your hospital project designed and supervised by a right architect and interior designer will make your project super attractive, will feel good and comfortable for you and your visitors, increase value of the project and save a lot of time and at least 5 to 10% of your money. Some entrepreneurs think of saving money by not hiring an architect, an interior designer and try to do it themselves. They surely regret later if they do it themselves and once they see the mediocre end result. By doing it themselves, they do not realize how much they can lose in terms of money, creative and organized design of project, optimization of project area, use of right materials, lighting, color, etc. So your best investment for your hospital project would be to hire the right architect and interior designer for your project. That's where we can help you. We are architects and interior design consultants from Ahmedabad, India. We can design your hospital project in your budget and guide you in the right manner to complete it wonderfully to your satisfaction and joy. We can also help you with a techno-feasibility project report for your hospital project. Now to sum it up and check your readiness for your hospital project, here are some of very important questions that you have to be ready with. Are you ready with the project area for your hospital project with a good location? What budget have you decided for your hospital project? When would you like to complete your hospital project? Have you checked similar projects online or in person to compare and aim for a better project? Have you hired a good architect and interior designer to guide you? So if you are ready with the answers of these questions, I am sure you will be much better prepared and come up with your wonderful hospital project. On that note, I will leave you with one last question. Would you prefer to get your hospital project designed by an architect and interior designer or not? So friends, this is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed the super tips to setting up your hospital project. You can support my work by subscribing to my channel and never miss on my videos. I would love to know your feedback on this video in the comments for us to improve and serve you better. My name is Architect Bhavesh Ruparelia from Ahmedabad, India. Our company name is Fabarchi. For any more queries or help in setting up your hospital project, I have mentioned my contact details in the description below. I thank you so much for watching and good luck for your hospital project.